This little video is just a quick overview of some more of the WordPress dashboard. All we're going to talk about here is the comments, contact, and users because they're somewhat related to each other. So just logged on to WordPress. I've gone up here in screen options and I've turned some of these things off that I don't want to see upon kind of startup. So again, it's just showing me recently what we've done and also anything about recent comments. These two here that are in orange mean that they're still waiting for us to approve or to go ahead and mark as spam for future reference or to just throw in the trash. And this one here is actually saying that we did approve it and that literally at the bottom of this post, the little person inside, this comment from a user is already showing up. And we could either again choose to unapprove it. So if we just go here to comments, as long as you have this set up here on the dashboard, I'm not 100% sure why you really need to go to the comment section. But if you turn that off the WordPress dashboard, or if you wanted a little bit more space, it does give you a little bit more information about the person, where it came from. So here is some more information that is definitely not in the miniature version of it that shows up on the home page of the dashboard. But it reminds you what the post is. Would you like to look at the post? Would you like to read the entire comment? Gives you a lot of different options for something like that. The contact form, there's a lot of different plugins that run for this, but this is like Contact Form 7, one of maybe a dozen different very popular ones. All this section is a place for you to be able to create, kind of take the time to make a little form that would ask different questions. So in this case, it's pretty straightforward. The classic contact form is just saying, hey, if somebody was to see this, it's going to ask them your name, the person who would be filling it out, their email, a subject, and then some kind of a message, and then where it would get sent to. So we could, if we wanted to, set these things up if we were going to ask people polls or to request story ideas or something like that. And this is where it's set up, and it's again we have to take the time to do this to set it up to whichever email you want it to go to. And then the user section here, I'll go back one step, and you can make far more complicated forms than just that one. This project planner form literally allows you, it's just in here that installs by default. Literally gives you the ability to ask people again, not just their name and their email address, but you could ask them if we wanted to leave this in here or unless we wanted to cut it out, their phone number, their address, their city, all kinds of stuff like that. And then it even gives the ability to have like a checkbox on this one for these different things in these quotes. So in a way, it allows us to make like a bullet point list or a multiple choice question where someone could even pop in like a number. So if we wanted to give them a story idea or have them rank the top 5 places to do this in a certain city, we could put those in here. And on that form, we've actually set up a multiple choice question if we wanted to give them something like that. So there's a lot of pre-existing contact forms. They come with every single version of a contact form tool that you can install in WordPress, and we're just going to leave them in place just in case we ever need them. Last thing on this video is the user section. The user section is a way for us to basically put a bio of ourselves at the bottom of every post. It also allows you to come in and say, I don't just want to have one massive login for the site. I want every single one of the authors to have their own. So in that case, they would just hit the Add New button. Let's put this in a new page here. And it's going to ask all different kinds of questions for that new user. Again, they have to pick a username. They get to pick their own email name. Do they want their first and last name listed? They have to generate a password. And what level do we want them to be in here? Well, because we're setting this up ourselves and we have administrative password or login privileges, which means we can see the whole site. We could set this up for a new person to only be able to write stories, but not to actually post them to the site until one of us approved it. That's not going to happen in this class, but for somewhere down the road, that might be important. Somebody else isn't for writing, their only privilege is to be able to edit something that other people wrote. Or you could log in for all of you if you wanted to do this and everybody be their own user because you were tired of all of you logging on at the same time with the same password. You could create your own unique passwords and where you want the email sent, just in case there was a problem, and set yourselves up as administrators. That way All of you can log in separately to the same site at the same time, all be doing something different, and as the administrator, you have the complete authority to be able to do something like that. The other thing it allows you to do, if I go back to the all users section, once you set this up, is it allows you to put a little teeny bio if that's important to you. So I'm going to come on up and say, look, this bio that we're going to run at the bottom of all of our posts until we do something different. Why not just go ahead and pick the bio on the main part of the site. And let's say that for this login user, the biographical information just goes right here. So that's what will show up at the bottom of each post. And then I could update the picture if you wanted to, or just hit update profile. And that's all there is to that. So comments is a different way to be able to look at anything that somebody else wrote and decide how you want to moderate it, keep it, delete it, etc. The contact form is just one of many different plugins that gives you the ability, if you wanted to create like a little survey or ask people to leave feedback, that would be emailed to some account that you would have tied to this thing. And then the users allows you to either have just one massive user like we have set up right now, or allows you to each log in as individuals, and you get to assign what kind of role that person's going to have, and then you also get to decide what kind of bio by hitting the edit button here. So that's all there is to these sections.